We are live. Here we go.
All right, man.
Hey, it's just me and you right now. Nobody's in here. So,
Okay. Well, there'll be others, hopefully, or not. Who knows?
I'm Rob. This is Carter. We do a podcast, food, wine, and whiskey in your own backyard. Obviously, you're on the channel, and we're going to start trying to get into a little more video stuff and messing around a little bit. Thought we'd do a little live tonight, and
yeah, I mean, you'll have to ignore the looks when we have faces for radio, I guess, or
speak for yourself.
Okay, never mind. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, so like around here right now, we're having a little bit of a cool front roll through. It's a little
now make sure people who might be watching somewhere else understand what our cool fronts are.
It's in the 50s.
Yeah.
So there you go. But
they're going, we were a high of 50 today or 40. Or
oh gosh, so. Yeah, the sun was shining bright and we were 50. But anyway, it's kind of like a rainy day, kind of gray, and to me, like days like this and on top of that, the holidays, different things like, this is the time of the year for rye.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of the topic for tonight is, is it the winter whiskey? Is that a fair way to describe ryes? I mean, I think a lot of people go, it's wintertime. It's time to break the ryes out and start sipping on those a little bit. Christmas spice,
I guess, it's also, rye is a base of a lot of cocktails. So, to me, it's a year-long thing. But when I think of just drinking a neat pour of rye, I kind of like it when it's cooler.
Okay. Well, let's jump into talking about our favorite ryes that at least in our market, I think in most markets, are available for people to enjoy. But before we talk about, the ones that we love and enjoy, we probably ought to also mention maybe a couple that people should stay away from. Do you have a couple of ryes that you're not fans of, that you're not a fan of?
Anything like to me, I like a rye that's got a little proof on it. Generally speaking,
does that mean 100 and above?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of like that, but even like some of the value ryes, like Rittenhouse, I think
solid.
Is fantastic.
Yeah. $25 bottle.
It's the best.
But again, you're telling me the ones you like. I want you to tell me the ones you don't like.
I do not like Elijah Craig Rye.
Okay, you stole my thunder, man.
I do not like that bottle.
Last year it came out and it was all the hype to find the rye from Elijah Craig. And in our market, we didn't have it.
Yeah.
So people who would travel around the country would end up getting a bottle or two and bringing a couple back for us. And I remember when we poured that, and I was like, I mean, it's like water, man. There's nothing to it. It's just awful. So just my opinion, if you're looking for a rye and you see that on the shelf, stay away from it.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, another one is just Saz. Baby Saz.
Damn, you stole both mine.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Well,
that's what I get for letting you talk first.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think that 90 proof point just really doesn't show off the rye.
I don't think it does at all. And I hear a lot of people go, it's the Baby Saz. It's so good. And I think it's just, the name people.
I think some of the Whistle Pig products also kind of fall into that category for me of ryes that I don't particularly like.
Maybe it's not rye. Maybe it's just Canadian whiskey.
It might be. But like I think with the Whistle Pig stuff, it's not that it's like horribly offensive or anything. I like, generally speaking, most of the stuff that they have out, other than Piggyback, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's pretty good, but the price,
Piggyback is awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
That 6 year, it's just awful. I mean, again, I'm not a huge. I mean, I guess I'm kind of hit or miss. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Whistle Pig. I wouldn't say I hate it. I would say there's a few offerings that I've had, picks that I've had that I think are good. But in general, it's not one that if I run out of something, I'm going to look to put it back in the bar.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, and like. I just think the price point is what kills you on the Whistle Pig. I mean, golly, man, it's just super expensive. So for me, it's just kind of that's kind of where I'm at on it. But like you, I've had some great picks. So what can I say? I think you can do, the world of rye. And well, hold on. Let me ask you: are there any that I missed that you don't like?
Those were the two that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, you're getting into allocated things that I don't think are worth it. And I'll mention one, which is the Michter's 10-year at 90 proof.
Yeah.
Because of the price of that one, it's a decent bottle, but in our market out the door at retail, it's still 150, 160 bucks.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Particularly for like a 90 proof, a cool looking bottle though. Yeah,
What are you doing? I want to eat.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, I'd say that one's kind of a pass for me generally. I wanted to have a bottle for my collection, but that was kind of it. And once I got that bottle, I've never opened it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I have a backup. I mean, I'm going to keep the backup. I won't open it.
Yeah.
I'm about done with the first one I had.
Yeah.
But I'll keep that one just to have in the collection.
Yeah, I do think the Michter's Rye in general is pretty okay. It's a little expensive, just the on the shelf product.
The $42 bottle.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot. Actually,
it's good.
That's one we should have probably
also
thought about. I don't know that I have any more of it.
The barrel strength is awesome.
Now you're getting into the good stuff with the barrel strength and the toasted, and those are really good ryes.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of really good things from this Old Forester barrel proof rye release that they had. I'd definitely like to try that.
I know a guy who got a bottle here recently.
Okay.
He hasn't popped it yet, but we may have to hit him up to pop it and get a pour of that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of so we should talk about rye a little bit as far as the history goes of rye.
Go ahead, educate us.
Well, I mean, to me, it's not to me. Rye was the original American spirit. I mean, barley didn't grow well in the United States. Rye did grow well in the United States. So rye whiskey kind of developed out of a necessity. You had all these immigrants coming over that had that tradition of distilling, and a lot of times it was barley or malted barley, things like that. And they had to find a grain that would work. And so, yeah, that's where rye kind of came in. I know it got, I'll probably butcher it, but I know that like Maryland and Pennsylvania were kind of the primary areas.
Pennsylvania, yep.
Where rye whiskey was made in the beginnings, because I mean, if you think about the immigrants that came over to those areas, it's a lot of Scott, Irish, type of people. So I mean, they would have that.
Some about people who like their whiskey.
Yeah, and they had that tradition,
Yeah.
But I know it got a lot of popularity as far as pre-prohibition and during prohibition, that kind of thing, because of cocktails.
Cocktails, you say?
Yes, I do say. And part of the whole thing with rye, a lot of people back then weren't drinking it neat like we would today. Well, at least whiskey enthusiasts we're not drinking. We drink it that way today, but back in the day, rye was spicy. It was not particularly palatable like to the just everyday consumer. So they made it palatable by blending it into a cocktail.
Really? So I didn't realize it was because it wasn't palatable.
It's not that it wasn't palatable. It was just, it
was different than what they were used to.
I mean, if you think about rye, it's spicy, right? I mean,
right. So they wanted to mellow it out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of how it got a lot of popularity. And that's one of the reasons, because rye whiskey was so predominant, in that time period. It's one of the reasons where most of our classic cocktails are based, that have whiskey in them, are based off rye whiskey.
Ah, gotcha.
But prohibition, it really ended up killing the rye industry.
What's your favorite rye cocktail? Rye based cocktail. Or let me ask you this: what do you know to be the first rye cocktail?
I don't know the history
Okay.
there. I can say that I do like the New Orleans style cocktail called the Vucare that has rye whiskey, it has cognac, it has Benedictine in it, and
Okay.
and it's really a nice cocktail, really well balanced. And if you like to drink spirit forward cocktails, this is
pretty
good
solid.
kind. Oh yeah, I like that.
And this is a pick by the Houston Bourbon Society. I've had this for a couple of years, and you can tell by the fill level, it's not been hit that hard.
Hello.
But man, having this right now, we got this in the glass. It's tasty, man. I forgot how good this is.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a big fan. I mean, I don't know if it's when it comes
Hey,
to
look at this.
howdy, y'all. It's Paul Huff. Hello.
Hey, Paul.
He looks pretty rowdy in that picture. I will say that.
You know what I love about Paul? I love here recently seeing his memories in his most current Halloween costume.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. I saw his Thor one popped up today, and I was like, that's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I've got a little surprise for you. So I'm going to be back. You're going to have to entertain the masses until I get back.
Okay.
Here.
All
All right.
Well,
so I know the ship is about to sink. But,
all these people in here to talk to.
I know.
We got. Can you see how many are in there?
Yeah. Like thousands.
We got 0. So Matt's going down and coming back up with a surprise. Sounds like. All right, I'm going to talk to you about a couple of my favorite ryes that I think most people can get anywhere in the United States. Let's see. So I am a huge fan of Wild Turkey. So getting the rare breed rye. And then the Pikesville. I'm a big fan of Pikesville. And I think these two bottles, when you think about all the good allocated ryes that are out there, and you try to find something that's also fantastic but available on the shelf, these are two that pop to mind right away for me. Behind me on the shelf are two more, the Russell's Ryes. That Russell's 10-year single barrel rye at $65 is a fantastic purchase. So these are a couple that I absolutely think are fantastic. This rare breed rye came out, I think it was about a year and a half ago now. And when it first came out, man, I thought, I'm not sure. I like rare breed. I think rare breed's fantastic. But a rye, and I think it's 112.2. Is that what it is? It is, yeah, 112.2. And when it came out, I blinded it a couple times in some blinds with the Pikesville and the Russells, and it's absolutely fantastic. Became quickly my favorite rye, the rare breed. So solid one to pick up. Hey, man, we got somebody who jumped in. Say hi, whoever you are. Leave us a comment. We'd love to know who's in watching. Carter will be right back up. He said he had a little surprise he's going to have for us. So let's see what he brings up. We are talking rye whiskeys. And again, getting back to this pick from the Houston Bourbon Society, which is the Jack Daniels Rye. I will say that this time of year, they are releasing their that's a good. How expensive is that, Paul? Paul is I've never had the Peerless Rye, Paul. I've never tried it. I think it's because of price. If I'm remembering right, I think that's about $100. And I've never pulled the trigger on buying a bottle of that. But it's pretty good, you think, huh? Just expensive. Is it worth the price? That would be my question to you. If you're going to spend $100 on it, is it, value to quality? Do you think it's there? Or do you go, I bought it once, I probably wouldn't buy it again. So that would be my question. So Paul said that he gets it between 80 and 100. I still love the cartoon, man, or the picture of the clown, man. That is freaking awesome. That is awesome. So, Paul, what's your favorite budget rye? I mean, when you talk about, just having a bottle that you can pour on a daily basis or mix in a cocktail, what's your favorite budget rye? For me, I'm probably Old Forester. Rittenhouse are probably in that category of budget rye. I kind of give myself a hard time, or should give myself a hard time, because I've heard some people say that the Wild Turkey 101 rye is pretty good, but I've never had it. I think Paul's saying that the Peerless Rye is single barrel strength, which is pretty cool. I'm wondering what that proof is. At single barrel strength. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, that looks like Carter's coming back in with some cocktails.
That's right, man.
Have you had the Peerless Rye?
I like it. I don't like the price on it, but I like it.
Okay, well, you're kind of repeating what Paul was just talking about.
That's my complaint on it, mostly. But I do like it. And for a 4-year rye, generally speaking, it's pretty freaking good.
Here's another good one. Is the Bullet 12 year? Is that recipe? Is it 95.5, or is it a different mash bill?
I don't know, but you know what? I really like that one, and I always forget about it.
I've never had that one. Boy, that's loud, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm just trying to prepare you a little something special here.
That's what she said.
What are you pouring? What is this?
This is a scofflaw. I'm gonna have to get you another shaker because this type sucks.
Okay.
It leaks really bad.
Judgmental.
Sorry about that. This is rye whiskey. Little lemon juice. So it's appropriate for me to shake this drink. It's got dry vermouth as opposed to sweet vermouth in it.
Okay.
Orange bitters.
All right.
A few dashes of grenadine, and orange on top to garnish.
Okay, so Paul is saying, yeah, that 12-year Bullet is 95.5.
It's really good.
It's the mash bill.
That one's really good. So cheers, fella.
Cheers, dude. Thanks for making this.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Paul and whoever else. We got 2 people watching. Whoever else is watching. Do you have a favorite cocktail now that we're drinking a cocktail? Do you have a favorite cocktail that you drink with a rye whiskey?
I like a lot of Manhattans and Manhattan variations. There's like a Brooklyn. There's a gosh, what's the other one called? Oh crap. Anyway, there's one that's called an Italian Manhattan or something like that uses like some kind of Italian Amaro type thing in it. There's a bunch of different.
This is kind of not bitter, but kind of sour.
It is. It doesn't have the sweetness of the sweet vermouth. So it's more like highlighting the what I'd say like the citrus part of it.
Where does this rank for you in cocktails? So when we talk about old fashioned or a Manhattan or
well, I'd rank this above an old fashioned just because of the fact I don't like ice in my drinks.
Even if it's the big.
If it's a big rock,
square.
It's better.
Okay.
Or cylinder, or well, not cylinder, ball or whatever. But as far as it goes with rye whiskey cocktails, I prefer straight up cocktails.
Really?
Like a Sazerac, I like that. So
I've never had a Sazerac.
Yeah, and I told you, did I mention this? When the only time that you ever shake a cocktail is when it has fruit juice in it.
Really?
That's it.
Otherwise you stir it.
Otherwise you stir it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's the old movie, the vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Yeah. Well, he's doing it wrong. I mean, James Bond could do whatever he wants, you know, but that's not actually accurate. So
Paul, do you have a favorite cocktail that you like, or anybody who's in the viewing, if you guys have a favorite cocktail that you like with a rye whiskey, throw it up. Let us know what you guys are liking.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I know you made this, but
Yeah.
I think I like the sweet stuff better.
Okay.
So an old fashioned. I'm a huge fan of. I used to be an old fashioned guy.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not a huge cocktail guy in general, anyway. Which brings me to a question. Do you think with all this whiskey craze and bourbon that's going on,
Yeah.
does the whiskey community, do you think they kind of look down on people, guys who drink a cocktail out of the bar or something? I kind of get this, like if you're going to be out with your buddies and stuff, you better order neat. If you get a cocktail in Manhattan, an old fashioned, a Sazerac or something, they're going to kind of look down on you a little bit. And I kind of get that.
One thing that I'd say is that I feel like the old fashioned is kind of accepted more for some reason.
I would agree with you there.
Because I don't know, everybody knows
Because it's a rocks glass,
I guess. And I think part of it is just that everybody knows it's made with whiskey, should be made with rye. If you're making it with, if you're making it with bourbon, you're doing it wrong.
Well, I mean, to the true sense of an old fashioned you are, but I don't have a problem with some people using bourbon if they want to. There's sometimes I'll make it with a bourbon. Is that just taboo?
I guess not, but I mean, traditionally it's not.
All right. You see what
peanut butter old fashioned, 1 part screwball, 2 parts rye. Dang, that sounds delicious. You talk about the sweet side.
And then he said, when they shoot what? The cocktail you were just talking about, that old fashioned, or they shoot like just a normal old fashioned? You see guys that just chug that thing. I hope that's not what he's talking about. I don't know why any cocktail you would shoot it.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah, same here.
My sidebar. My wife just texted me.
Yeah.
She said she listened to the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
She said I cuss a lot.
You did cuss quite a bit in that one. You usually don't. You threw me off. It's like the Thanksgiving holiday pisses you off or something. I didn't know what it was.
I just got passionate about it,
Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was passion. It's like, it's my favorite holiday.
You said that, and then you cussed so much. I was just kind of in my mind going, not sure this is his favorite. I mean, he's getting a little angry here. I'm not sure this is his favorite.
Passionate. It's not anger. It's passion.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that's been clarified, because when we did the episode, I didn't ask you, so I didn't know. So,
well,
now I know.
Okay, so like a variation on the Manhattan that I particularly like is it's not like a huge variation, but if you want to make it kind of like, to me, Christmassy, and another benefit is my wife actually kind of likes it, is when you take a Manhattan and you hit it with some chocolate bitters. Like,
Ooh.
The chocolate bitters just bring it to an entirely different level.
That's interesting.
So, something to try. I mean, hopefully we'll get promoted by Woodford Reserve one day. But yeah,
Sponsored, you mean?
Yeah, sponsored or whatever. But I will say that that their bitters are killer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan
of Woodford.
Yeah, of the bitters. Yeah, they have their chocolate bitters taste like no other chocolate bitters.
I don't think I've ever had. I know I've never had bitters. I've only had the how do you say it? Big brand that everybody
Angostura.
Yeah. Those are the only ones that I've had. So,
well,
interesting. I didn't even know Woodford made bitters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who else makes bitters?
Peychaud's.
Okay, don't know them.
That's what you make Sazerac with, is Peychaud's.
Is that a New Orleans bitters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, Peychaud was like a druggist. Back
an actual person.
Yeah. And I think that he kind of, I guess it was during Prohibition. I'm probably like just totally off on this thing, but why not? Let's just roll with it. I think it was like during Prohibition times that that he was making aperitifs with the Peychauds, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. There's some kind of story there, but he was a guy.
So let me ask you this: Ryes is that to me? I think of rye as that that winter whiskey.
Yeah.
Would you cocktails to me are year round, but do you think when you get to the holidays, you know, and you start talking about whether it's Thanksgiving dinner or having friends over during that Thanksgiving weekend, and then you get into Christmas and New Year's, do cocktails become a little more prevalent? You know, is this something that you think more people go to for the holiday get-togethers and parties? Cocktails are the thing.
I think they're more approachable by a lot of people. Like if you think about the holidays, you've got a lot of people who are probably not, I'd say the majority of the people who are going to be, family members, friends, that kind of stuff, not necessarily whiskey drinkers. So how do you make whiskey more approachable? Well, you put it in a cocktail.
Okay. Is that the big reason for doing a cocktail, you think? I mean, when you drink a cocktail, it's not because you're trying to make it more approachable.
No, I enjoy the craft.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Is it this, you know, kind of building more, you know, something more that just makes it a little bit more, I'm trying to find the adjective to use. I'm not sure what the word would be, but you know, it goes with the dinner, goes with the environment, the vibe a little bit more. You're at a party, you're at a gathering, it's the holidays.
Well, I mean,
cocktails more than, you know, pouring a whiskey.
Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing, right? And we're two different people here. You like the more simplified approach to the holidays. I like the more complicated approach when it comes to cooking. I feel like a cocktail, I mean, pouring a whiskey is fine. It's kind of an art. It's kind of getting like a little like chefy with things, making a cocktail.
I agree. And there's times my wife and I go out and it's like, you know what, tonight I don't even want to pour. I don't want a glass of wine. I want this to be kind of a cocktail night.
Yeah.
And you know, a cocktail that I've gotten in, I know we're talking Ryes, but I'm going to kind of steer away a little bit and we can get back on in just a second. Tyler Martin, we went out with them last weekend, and daiquiris. I had no idea what real daiquiris were.
Yeah.
But daiquiris are freaking fantastic.
They are good, man.
I mean, when made the right way and rums in general, that's a whole nother, you know, something we'll get into at another time, but rums in general are fantastic. But daiquiris, I was super impressed at how good and how versatile daiquiris can be.
Oh yeah. Well, but a lot of these, like, to me, rum, I mean, I love rum. But rum lends to I will say this, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, but it to me leans on the sweeter side of the equation. You know,
I don't disagree with that. I mean, it's made with sugar, right?
Yeah. I mean, like most of the cocktails
Although the sugar is all distilled out of it, if I remember right.
Yeah. Well, unless it's added back in, which happens with some of the rums, but yeah, like it you know, if I'm thinking like island times or, you know, like if I'm sitting on a beach, yeah, I want a cocktail. I want a daiquiri. I want, you know, a painkiller. These are great cocktails.
Bushwhacker.
Does that have rum in it?
It has something in it.
It's got a lot.
Tastes like a chocolate shake, but
I thought it had like damn
Everclear
in there or something.
I was thinking, you know, don't do 3 or 4 of those in like 20 minutes because then you're like, you know, you might.
You will be bushwhacked. Yeah. But
my wife's favorite thing when we go to Florida. The first thing she wants is a bushwhack.
Yeah,
bushwhacker. I guess
bushwhacker. Yeah,
yeah,
but you know where that cocktail originated, right?
No, where?
In the Virgin Islands.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And I guess it became a popular thing kind of on the Gulf Coast at some point in time.
Really?
Yeah, that was brought over and it became extremely popular.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until I learned it.
So is there a certain cocktail you think of as a holiday cocktail?
Yeah. I don't know, anything with like peppermint in it seems to you know.
Are you saying like you add peppermint to it or it just naturally has that peppermint kind of?
I guess I'm not even can think of one that has it, but like to me, like sometimes have you ever had like these drinks that have like a, they take like a sprig of rosemary or something and throw in there, or
Oh
they,
yeah, yeah.
like something like that. That's just,
Yeah.
um, gives it that kind of smell, or like sometimes the people even put like the rosemary on fire or something and put it in there. Like
That doesn't sound.
well, the smoke is pretty. Yeah, I think it's more of like a smoke thing.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, I guess I kind of think of those kind of things, but really just rye whiskey, like a Manhattan, I think is great in the wintertime.
So because there's no ice, you like it better in the winter, and in the summer you prefer an old fashioned, or you don't even prefer an old fashioned. You like a Manhattan better.
Yeah, but I'm weird though, because like I'll drink a Manhattan when it's like super hot. I have no problem with it, but I'm probably the exception, not the rule.
Okay, now you've got me going. Everybody will drink. I mean, in the whiskey world, because we'll drink neat whiskeys and when it's super hot. I mean, it's Houston.
Yeah.
And most people drink neat whiskeys, and it's usually 95, but feels like 150.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I don't know, man. I guess I just lean more toward the classic cocktails in the wintertime.
So Sazerac, old fashioned.
Yeah, Vucare,
Manhattan.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Boulevardier is okay. I have to make mine a little less bitter, because I Campari like hits a note for me, or like any of those aperitif type stuff. It hits a note to me that will just kill the cocktail if it's too much of it.
You're not a huge fan of turkey.
I like that.
You like
though.
Dusty. You do like this.
Yeah, I do like this.
Do you remember if you like this better than the Pikesville?
I bet I like the Pikesville better.
You think you do?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so apparently Pikesville. Well, okay. This was like an actual legit brand. Pikesville. This was a Maryland brand. I think they went belly up sometime around the. I don't know.
I put my hand up here and it looks like a huge
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's kind of like a superhero, like roar, but I think I
just nosed an empty glass.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not sure it's habit.
Yeah, but little fact that Wild Turkey used to source their rye up until the 70s. You can ask David Jennings about that.
I remember that. I remember reading that somewhere.
So yeah,
in his book.
They
didn't do a lot of rye.
They didn't, and the rye they did was Maryland style rye, which is generally speaking, Maryland style rye is a barely rye. It's like a 51%.
Kind of like these.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, give me your glass. You need to rinse that.
Nah.
Good. And you got to look away. And we're going to give you a quick little, you think you're going to like the Pikesville better. So we're going to find out.
I don't know. Oh, man, switch the glasses around. I didn't see what glass you poured it in.
Were you already opening your eyes?
No, I was looking up and I looked down, but I didn't see what glass you poured what in. So just switch them around.
There you
go. Okay.
Tonight, I'm a little different. I know what's in my glasses, so I thought it'd be fun to throw that at you real quick.
All right. Let's see.
Because I'm a little different than what I normally am. And it may be mood, maybe, I don't know.
Ooh, all right.
You like them both on the nose, or?
Yeah, but I like this, whatever's in Food, Wine, and Whiskey a little bit better because it's sweeter.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the other is really nice, but it's more of the darker, like tobacco, wood, baking spice. The one that's in the Food, Wine, and Whiskey, Glencairn here, to me, it's a little sweeter.
I'm gonna be curious. That's the nose.
Yeah, but let's see
what
see
you
where it
think on
goes from
palate.
there. Man, I really like that nose though.
That's what she said.
Yeah. All right.
Mine I can tell because I have Heaven Hill in the Heaven Hill glass, so
Oh, do you?
no getting confused for me.
Hmm. All right, I got to do that. I have a rule.
Let us know in the comments if you prefer
One or the other. Yeah.
one or the other over the rare breed in Pikesville.
So I have generally speaking, I have a rule.
Okay.
That first sip, you just need to throw it out the window.
Yeah, you kind of got to get past that. Give yourself a few minutes and then let it.
Because I went from like drinking a cocktail to drinking like straight rye. It's a totally different world.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm impressed that Pikesville is at least 6 years old.
Yeah, so a lot of people say that this is just a 6-year-old Rittenhouse.
Could be.
I mean, it's made by the same people.
Rittenhouse is what, 3 to 4 years?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
So could be aged a little longer. Kind of like 107 old antique and the 15 year.
I think the winner's pretty clear for me.
Okay. That's your winner?
Yeah. You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. You picked the rare breed. I was like, so I said, do it on the, I want you to taste it. You're on the nose, but I thought when you taste it, you might go, yeah, I'm gonna change my mind. But you didn't.
No, I went the totally opposite direction because I like the nose on the Pikesville better, but I like the palate and the finish on the rare breed better.
And I'm gonna say I agree with you 100%. For whatever reason, the nose to me is off a little bit on the rare breed. Just got kind of a funk that I don't remember getting before. But
it's got a little of that funk, but I mean, it's still got some of those rye spice flavors coming through. But yeah, I'd say for me, yeah, I'd go if this is the rare breed, then I'm going rare breed.
So
Pikesville for cocktails. You know what? Hell yeah! I mean, if you got that kind of budget,
that's what I was gonna say.
I mean, I'm all in.
I want to have cocktails with Paul at his house.
Yeah, he should invite us over sometime.
TFTI, is that what you're saying?
TFTI, yeah. I'll bring my best Texas whiskey.
Is that cast strength?
Garrison Brothers or something?
Oh, I thought you said best. No,
I'm not a Texas whiskey fan. So
I was going to say Still Austin to me is.
Oh, now that is good.
The cast strength from them is really tasty.
I wonder how rye would taste in Texas. Has anybody tried that yet? Oh, I guess Balcones has. Yeah.
I've not bought a lot of Balcones. I'm not going to tell you I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't remember it, honestly.
I've been most impressed
I didn't like it.
If I'm going to be who I'm most impressed with Texas product would be Still Austin for sure. But I like what Iron Root is doing too.
Yeah.
I like a lot of their
product. That's good.
Is there somebody else I'm missing?
I do like from a Texas whiskey perspective, I think that Treaty Oak, the cast strength stuff.
Okay, I've never had anything from Treaty Oak.
It's pretty good.
I mean, there's probably several that I've not had yet, but I guess you don't want me to go through everything I have had. So you have.
I mean, go ahead. Just list it all off. That's great. That's great. That is.
So I've had Jimmy's. I've had the TX bourbon, Balcones.
Oh, that TX MGP bourbon.
Yeah.
Is it MGP?
I don't know. I think it's sourced.
I
don't want to say for sure.
Is Devil's River Texas whiskey?
That is the devil's juice right there, my man. That is.
Oh
awful.
Man!
If you drink that, God, I'm impressed.
Hey,
and tell me you like it. I had a guy. I was at the a liquor store. I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he heard me talking to the manager there, and we were talking about a couple whiskeys and stuff. And he had that in his hand. He came over. He goes, "You sound like you like whiskey. You know a little bit about whiskey." And I'm like, "Not a lot, but a little." And he was like, "Well, is this any good?" And it was this boxed Devil's River something that was a special whatever. It was like $80. And he's like, "Is this good?" And I was like, "Well, it's Texas." And he's like, "Okay." I go, "Well, what are you drinking now?" And he goes, "Well, I love the Devil's River." And I go, "Well, then that's right up your alley. Go get it, dude." And he went to the register and paid for it, but I didn't have the heart to tell him, you need to move.
You should have took you should have like put your arm over his, over his shoulder and said, "Hey, let me show you the world." Like, "I can show you the world."
Look at you. Look at Paul. I've never had that. Have you had that?
I have a bottle of it that I've never opened.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That makes you a jerk.
I guess.
I mean, it's not like you're saving it for anything.
I have a lot of bottles I haven't opened. It's not for like
tater.
Yeah.
That makes you a tater, dude.
That bottle was
Open
actually
your damn
given
bottles.
to me as a gift, and I never.
How do you say that? Is it Balmora?
Balmora?
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. Balmoria. Is it?
Phonetically put that in there for us, Paul.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just haven't been a huge Garrison Brothers fan. I like the color.
It looks like syrup.
It's like super dark.
I mean, it is dark.
It's super dark.
That's what she said.
Hey, but like, when we had that rum episode, man, those rums were dark. Some of them were like real dark.
And I liked those way better than the ones they filtered out and made clear.
Oh, but that Jamaican rum, shit, I forgot I owe you a bottle. Ugh, I forgot to get it. Dude, that Jamaican rum is good, though. The one from William Price.
That's great for cocktails.
Oh, yeah. I had a cocktail made out of it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, like, I don't know, going back to the rye thing. Now, I will say, and let's talk about some stuff that is, more on the special side.
Okay. Can even be allocated, right?
I mean, I'm okay. 'Tis the season.
Cornerstone?
Oh, I love Cornerstone.
I know. That's why I brought it up. I know that's
Cornerstone is awesome. I'd love to do a comparison of Cornerstone. We can do this.
With what?
Rare breed rye.
Oh, that would be interesting. What's the proof on Cornerstone?
I think it's pretty high. It's
over 100.
It's over 100.
Then that would be good to do. This is 112, so 112.2.
We should do that.
Okay.
Holy
Let's
crap!
do that.
I'm coming up with episodes here.
I'd be curious to see how that comes up. Maybe we should have Paul join us.
I mean,
if he's down.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I guess we did it right. I don't know. Okay. So, I like Cornerstone, but that was a single year release.
So for allocated, we're in the allocated season. People are out either hunting or they're gathering.
I mean,
we know some gatherers.
Well, right now is the actual hunting season
For us,
as in like deer hunting.
But there's other guys going out to harvest their crops, and they come out of the store with like 2 boxes.
I don't know how those people, like, for some reason
harvest. We're hunting.
They plant that one bottle of Weller 12 and they end up with 12.
They got 12.
I don't know.
We're hoping to come out with one bottle of something, and we like see them walking to their car with like 4 boxes in a cart, and we're like, what the hell?
Oh my gosh. So around this time of the year, when it comes to rye, I will say that 2020 Sazerac or the Thomas H. Handy was friggin' good.
Okay, so I was going to bring up when we talk about allocated ryes. Here's one that your wife loves.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my favorites to get. I've only have one bottle of this.
I think this one comes out in the spring, though.
The toasted?
Yeah.
I do like just the barrel strength single barrel rye from them, not the non-toasted.
Yeah.
Is also fantastic. I'm a huge Thomas Handy fan. I do like the E.H. Taylor rye.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's I think that the retail that bottle goes for like $60, or is it 70?
80.
Okay.
$79.99 is what I paid
it's
for it.
Worth every penny of retail.
Okay. what would you say is your favorite rye you've got in the last year and a half?
Mm.
Do you have one?
Yeah. Probably that Jack Daniels Heritage.
I'm not liking you tonight. You're stealing it all. I'm
Okay.
setting you up. No, you're good.
Well, yeah. I mean, this bottle is stupid. That is a stupid bottle.
Yeah.
And everybody should have one
Or two.
and get two and send one to me. Yeah, this stuff is amazing. Like,
yeah.
This was the
And $60, dude. $60 retail. You can't beat that. That was my favorite. That's been in the last year. That's my favorite rye.
Hey, remember when we were hunting for Weller 12s, and we were sitting at that specs, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that bottle, and you're like, I don't know, man, maybe.
You bought it. You bought it.
Yeah.
I went home and I see everybody on like Houston Bourbon Society and some other bourbon groups going, "Hey man, this is out. Anybody seen it? Anybody seen it?" And I went, I saw a whole bunch of those. You just bought one and I didn't. And I went back up there and they had two left. And I went, "Oh, I'll take those. Thank you very much."
They let you buy two?
Yeah. There was no limit. You could buy them all.
You're kidding.
They only had two. If they would have had three, I'd have bought three. You could have bought two. You just bought one.
I thought it was one only.
Yeah.
I bought the whole freaking case,
Yeah.
man. I mean, geez.
So this isn't getting re-released. Is the one you were talking about earlier? Is that what's replacing this year?
Yeah, that's the heritage this year. Is that Coy Hill?
Coy Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, the high proof. What Paul said here, Michter's toasted barrel strength rye.
Yeah.
There's a certain lady who really likes this.
Yeah, your wife.
Yeah, that's
She
right.
loves it. It's her bottle. She'll share with me, but not with you.
I have like 3 bottles of this, but none of them are mine.
Well, you've bought 3 bottles and none of them are yours.
Yeah. I'll also say, like, of the last year, the Michter's barrel strength of 2021 that came out, at least the release that I had, was fantastic. You tried it. We tried it blind.
Oh, yeah.
Against like some of the big hitter bottles.
Yeah, that was really good. You want me to tell you another rye that I think flies under the radar, but I think it's starting to get a little bit more love? Sagamore.
Yeah, I agree. Their double oak rye is sick.
Yeah.
And I was really happy that this week Bourbon Junkies actually reviewed it.
I did see that. Well, I didn't see the video yet, but I saw it pop up that they were doing a video or released a video on that.
I love it.
So I like it.
Yeah. And you know what's cool is, like, you know how I was talking about like the Maryland rye tradition and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Well, Sagamore is based in Maryland. They're in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now they've been because they're a new company. They've been sourcing from MGP. But they're gonna have their own distillate eventually,
really?
And all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So I'm a big Sagamore Spirit fan. I don't think there's a lot of things that they make that I don't like. They had a cognac finished rye that was like killer.
Really?
Yeah. So what can I say? Yeah, I'm a fan. Also, beautiful spot for a distillery too. Like, it's right in the Inner Harbor. If you've ever been to
Never
Baltimore,
been.
yeah,
I've picked a rye from them, but I've never been. So I still have some
that is
bottles.
a heavy bottle that could kill someone.
It is. It's got that diamond kind of shape to it.
Oh, dude, you could do some serious damage. I watched too much serial killer shit.
I was just getting ready to go, man. You went kind of angry there, like
not angry, dark.
Dark.
Yeah. I went dark.
You last episode you're cussing a lot. Now you're going dark, and
eventually I'm just gonna make this a solo show.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
Well, let me tell you, folks, Rob went away. he went
Permanently.
He went far away. I used the way that women kill people. I use the poison method. Poison the BTAC.
So don't drink your cocktails is what you're
Yeah.
Man, I really like this rare breed a lot better tonight. I'm surprised. It's usually close for me. I don't know. Something's probably going on with my palate, but
it's hitting me at the right angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I want to, but I won't.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
So
I mean, I want to have a pig in a blanket. That's not what you're gonna play.
Yeah, you want to play that?
What are you doing? I wanted to eat a pig in a blanket. In a blanket.
One of my favorite episodes,
love that. So funny. Oh, dude, you have to get let's get a clean glass. I want to talk about this one.
What do you have?
I have a blend that I made myself. Okay.
You made is it a blend of Ryes?
Sometimes people pay attention to me. Other times they pay attention to their phone, but that's okay.
Sorry, I've got people talking to me.
Yeah. Okay. So I made a blend here. This blend is is between, and I stole it 100% from our friend the Bourbon Santa.
His recipe?
His recipe.
So why did you steal it from him?
Because it sounded really cool, and I wanted to try it.
Okay.
And I've not tried it yet.
Are you going to tell me what it is, or I have to try it, then you'll reveal?
I'll tell you what it is. It's a blend of Michter's Toasted Barrel Strength Rye from 2020, I think is the one that I used, with Stag Junior. And I have named this blend. Did not steal this from Bourbon Santa. I named it Staggers Blend. So one of the guys who owns the company that I work for, his last name is Staggers. So I was like, "Hey man, I made your blend today." So yeah, let's try this and see.
Let's check it out. I feel kind of like an idiot. We were talking about good ryes that we like, and Paul brought up one that we should have remembered to say.
What's that? What? I don't see it. Midwinters. But isn't yeah, I guess it is a rye. It's
finished in a port. Is it port?
Port barrel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
Ooh, it's got a nice nose.
You like the schnoz on that one?
I do like the schnoz on that one.
Okay.
I mean, it's sweet.
It is.
Very sweet.
My God, that has the best nose of the night. Give it that.
Okay. I'm gonna. Never mind. Boy, you're cracking me up tonight.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Hey, it's No Shave November, and we have a guy who, for the last 3 days, has not shaved, and the guy can just he can grow a beard.
Okay, so, let's see what it looks like. Oh my God!
3 days.
What's up?
November.
How's everybody doing?
Good, dude, man. Oh my gosh, that's amazing that you can have that kind of growth.
Yeah, I'm heading back up to Canada, so you have to kind of. This is the proper attire.
Yeah, no doubt.
Are you going back to Canada?
Yeah, I leave Monday.
Oh wow. How's the is it like freezing up there yet, or is it still tolerable?
It's tolerable, but it's going to be right on the edge of freezing pretty much every night.
Holy moly.
Do you have the proper attire? Do you have the big jacket? I mean, we're in Houston. It's not typical that you have a big jacket down here.
Yeah, no, I got the proper attire, and I got to tell you, they got the proper Canadian rye whiskey up there as well.
What's that?
It is, they have a lot 40 cask strength, which I've heard is the GTS of Canadian whiskey.
Really?
And you can only get it up there, and I got to tell you, it's fantastic. I had a pour of it last time I was there.
Now Wade Woodard might ask, is it really rye?
It is not based on his standards, but who can live up to those standards these days?
That's true.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. So, are you gonna smuggle some samples back?
Well,
or
it hasn't come out yet, so
Okay.
I'm told it's supposed to be, and it's all run by the whole Canadian province, I guess, of Ontario. So something called the LBCO or LCBO.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, speaking of the wintertime in Canada, I get, does the proper attire does that mean you stole a jacket from when we were looking at the last drop or whatever at Buffalo Trace?
I wish. No, I used to live in Delaware and New Jersey, so I'm kind of used to this cold. But this Texas boy over the last 6 years has lost his ability to weather the storm, so to speak.
Yeah, my wife is Russian, and she grew up in Kazakhstan, which gets I think she said the coldest day was -40. And she's a total wimp when it comes to cold.
Interesting fact: 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees here, freezing, but they meet at -40. Figure that one out.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to figure that out. That might hurt.
Hey, you know what? You know what is cool is when you're in Big Sky, Montana, and you're sitting in a hot tub, and it's like, -2 or something like that.
He's always trying to brag, Paul. I mean, he just he's not a very humble guy. You know him. You've gotten this from him.
I mean, we've picked barrels together, so
Good barrels. We pick good barrels together.
We have some good barrels.
So
one coming soon.
So one of the allocated ones I've been waiting to try is the barrel strength single barrel rye from Old Forester.
How'd you get that?
He'd
rather not say. He'd rather not say. Yeah. We were just talking about that earlier about we that's a pour we want to try. So you haven't cracked that yet?
Well, my rule is that I don't crack a new bottle unless it's with a new person to share it with. So I've got some here that aren't opened. I've even got a special Michter's Rye from the Fort Nelson my wife and I bottled together on our anniversary, which is Friday. So we have an ounce of it each anniversary.
Nice.
Dude, that's awesome.
I
Happy
like
anniversary.
that tradition too. That's super cool.
Absolutely.
So does your wife, is she a regular drinker of bourbon, or does she just kind of try it when you ask her to?
No, she's actually really good at smelling it and giving me tasting notes. So it's more of a technical drinking more than an enjoy drinking. But she likes the Weeders, the Larceny,
Oh, I think that's awesome.
That's cool.
The Wellers, all the Wellers.
So Jen was in on the maker's pick, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How did she like that?
Well, she liked it a lot better than standing out in the parking lot and drinking, but they were pretty close. No, she liked it a lot.
If she likes Weeders, I mean, that's a Weeder.
Yeah, no, she enjoyed it for sure.
Well, it's a flavorful one too. Hey, what's your do you have a cocktail that you like to drink in the wintertime? Are you a cocktail guy at all, or do you stay away from the cocktail?
Actually, I'll do a lot of scotch when it gets really cold out.
Okay.
But no, I'm not really a cocktail guy at all. Once I started doing like the keto diet, it was basically just neat and straight up. And
you don't want that sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite everyday rye. Favorite everyday. Let's say. I'm going to call it a bottom shelfer. A lower end priced rye. Favorite there, and give me your favorite mid tier. In that $35 to $55 range.
He's looking at his bar.
He's like, I got so many. I don't know which one to pick.
I like the flag, dude. Like, that is cool.
Yeah, I had a friend.
Barrel staves?
I got to be honest with you. I don't drink a lot of everyday drinks. I have so much of the other stuff. I tend to go, and I don't really drink too much rye. You know what I mean?
Telling everybody is you're a baller.
Well, not really, but
when it comes to whiskey.
Well, there's just so much here, what?
Your favorite, just your favorite rye then. Are you a rye guy? Do you like ryes?
I do like rye. So I do like some of the double oak ryes from Peerless, but I even like the Angel's Envy Caribbean cast rye a lot. Just because
I love that one.
That's that rum finished one, right?
Yeah, this one, right? right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good bottle.
What's the proof on that one, Paul? Is it like
I think it's 90 or
100.
something, right?
That's what I thought it was.
It's
think
100 proof.
Yeah.
100 proof.
Oh, it is 100 proof. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
solid then at 100 proof.
Yeah, I love that one. Big
see.
fan.
Other than that, I mean, the Woodenville Rye is pretty good.
I need to try that.
And something we'll say if we're going to do a rye episode, I've got something kind of interesting I'd like to blind to you guys and see how you like it. So
Okay.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea for an episode with Paul.
Okay.
Smoking rye. So we have like a little barbecue.
Oh,
You need something to
That's-
cut through
that's-
that fat a
it's an
little bit.
all-day event.
And I think rye would do extremely well with that.
okay, I mean that is kind of what a lot of people drink. So why not?
You're out of town next week, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm out of town until December.
Are you serious?
Holy
Yeah.
crap, man!
All for business, or is there some pleasure mixed in there?
A little bit of everything, you know. So
Okay,
flying up to Canada, 14 days. Then we're heading back to Philadelphia airport to go to New Jersey for Thanksgiving. See my mom,
Cool.
give her a nice big hug. And then I'm actually working in Delaware for 3 days. Then I'm flying to Nashville and then driving up to Louisville and then back home.
Oh wow!
Dang.
So Jennifer's going with you.
Not to Canada, but everywhere else, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Sick.
Yeah, I'd hate to see you be away for a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun, though. You get to go see the world. And when it's been shut down, all you want to do is break loose. So it's pretty good.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
No doubt. Dude, I have yet to try the barbecue, so we have to plan this episode. Maybe January is a good time.
You mean my barbecue?
Fall. Yeah.
You put me on the spot, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've heard things.
Yeah. I have an interesting. It's a bourbon whiskey, but it's a heavy rye. I'm trying to figure out what the. It's still a
Four
bourbon.
Roses B recipe.
No, it's a MGP, but it's their heavy rye mash bill, and it smells like movie theater butter.
Oh wow!
What? I like
Yeah.
that. I like that taste or that nosing note.
Yeah, it is. It is really great.
Hey,
But-
Paul, they
Yeah.
can't see it. I can tell. I think you're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of these times you got to jump on when you have your setup, because your whole bar and your whole setup is very cool at your house, and you're about to kick off, or you have kicked off. I mean, tell everybody what you're about to do.
Yeah, well, I'm the biggest procrastinator there is. I'm trying to be a perfectionist, and we've talked about this, and you just got to put stuff out there. And I've got the beard and the flag, so that's a good start, I think.
You got some whiskey too.
I have some whiskey. Yeah, I got about 450 bottles here, and it's all meant for finding your bourbon. So the channel is going to be called Whiskey and the Brisket. It's going to be something I think that people are going to learn from the beginning. So maybe not for you ballers, but they're eventually going to work up to that level to where they can find what kind of whiskey they like. So it's based on about 6 to 8 flights of whiskey to get you started.
And say the name of the channel again.
It's going to be called Whiskey and the Brisket.
So I'm assuming there's going to be some cooking lessons in there as well.
The idea is at the end of each episode, you got to stay tuned, and I'm going to give you one part of my world championship brisket recipe.
Oh, nice.
Dang! All right.
So as you listen
But we're
and
not going
progress,
to limit it to brisket.
well, that's just the first start, and then we'll go from there. So
Yeah. At some
just
point, you're
something
going to have
fun.
your whole recipe, though. Yeah.
that's what I'm
I like
saying.
it.
You listen in, you hear it at the end, and it'll be good.
That's cool, man.
I
That's
like-
cool. Do you have
Yeah.
other than brisket? Is there another
What's your favorite meat to smoke? I know it's
Yeah.
not brisket because you're not from Texas. That's a Texas thing. What's your favorite thing to smoke? Is it pork butt?
No, it's pork belly, it's ribs,
Pork belly.
Yeah.
and then big beef ribs are just.
Oh,
I
they're
love
the
them.
Well, the
best.
dino ribs are great. Now, when you do the pork belly, are you cutting them and doing like burnt ends?
Nope.
You just
I've seen
smoke it
some
and then
good
slice
ones.
it.
Yeah, I've seen some good pork belly pillows, which I thought were really good. But no, I cook them whole and I slice it up, and it's ridiculous.
So here's a food I'm not a huge fan of unless I smoke it. You ready?
Turkey.
Meatloaf.
Okay, I could see that. I'm a big meatloaf fan, but
I am too.
my mom's meatloaf versus the meatloaf you get in restaurants are not one and the same.
No, not even close. But a smoked meatloaf. It's
Okay.
pretty doggone tasty.
I've seen some bacon wrapped meatloaf that looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen some of that too. That's amazing. Though I will say Federal's meatloaf. If you've never been to,
I've been to Federal, but I've not had their meatloaf.
oh, you should try that sometime.
Have you been to a Federal? You're about to get one out in the Woodlands.
I think I have, but I don't go there for the meatloaf. I think it's usually like a steak or something, right?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of different. Their short rib is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So do you have a favorite thing that you like to barbecue?
probably pork butts, just because they're easy for me to do and they're so delicious and they go so far.
Yeah,
They're hard to mess up.
Pork butts are one of my favorites. What's the most unique thing you've put on the pit?
Well, I didn't put it on personally, but I was there to supervise because I
Okay.
wanted nothing to do with it. This is in New Jersey, kind of in the woods. They had a groundhog that was invading,
No
and
way.
they put a groundhog on the pit and
Are you
smoked it.
serious?
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
It looked really good. It did not smell really good. It was greasy. I was not going anywhere near it, but that has been the most interesting thing for sure.
Did you wake up the next day and do it again?
No. No. I've done whole hogs. I've done everything.
I've
And
done the whole hogs, but when I do the whole hogs, I've always done them in a La Cocina box.
yeah, the old China box. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had one. I gave it away. Yeah, they're fun. People like that Cuban flavor, more of a pork carnita kind of deal. I'm more of the Kansas City style, sweet, brown sugar, butter, bacon.
Good man.
So that brings me to okay. So you like to cook ribs. Are beef ribs your favorite to cook, or do you like baby backs? Do you like St. Louis style? Is there
I do
what's
a
your
modified.
thing?
I do a modified version of the St. Louis. I call it the Gone Hoggin style. That was my name of my barbecue team.
Nice.
And it's just
Gone
a certain
Hoggin.
trim the way I do it. And second place ribs at the World Championships, about 7 state championships in ribs. I ruin ribs for people. I'm known for doing that. So.
Oh man, that's my favorite thing to cook too. Like my wife says my ribs are the best. So I'm sure yours are gonna kick my ass, but
I'm sure they're great. And I tell people that's one misconception about myself is like I know how to cook proteins really, really well for a certain competition and eating, but I think other people cook better flavor profiles, to be honest with you. Now, if you're looking for a barbecued rib, well, I've got a pretty good recipe, but I've had some raspberry chipotle dry rub ribs that were just, fantastic. So
yeah.
So when I do my ribs, my baby backs, or St. Louis, if I do that, something that I put on my ribs that some people have laughed at, questioned, thought I was crazy, then ate them and went, well, that's pretty good. And Paul, you might go, I've heard of that, or maybe you've done it, but Welch's grape jelly.
Oh, that's not bad.
I lather my ribs in that, and then I put my dry rub on top, wrap it all night, let it sit in the fridge, for 24 hours, and then pull them out, get to room temperature, and then I throw them on.
Okay, so you don't rinse them off or anything. You just rub them and leave them wet.
Yep.
Okay. You'd have to do
Have
it.
you ever heard of that?
No. I've heard of like rib candy, pepper jelly, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I could see the grape, doing that, the breaking down the sugars and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like I rub my like when I do my ribs, apply the rub, and I have a very specific rub that I put to pork ribs. And I let it kind of sit for I don't know, hour or two, something like that. And then smoke, wrap, butter, brown sugar, back on the back on the smoker
Sure.
to tighten them up. That's
Like
how
a
I
three
do 'em.
like a 3-2-1 method is what everybody uses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But like I don't know if that's right, but that's yielded pretty good
Do they taste
product.
good?
Yeah.
Then
There
they
you
did them right then.
Yeah.
There you go.
go. Okay, so are you a butcher paper guy and then throw them back on once you get to a certain smoke flavor on them and you just finish them in there?
No, I'm a foil guy. I have been working with something I've been doing for years, and they have a name for it now. They call it the boat. Have you heard of the boat yet?
This is I kind of get the idea that it's open.
So the boat is foil on the bottom, and then they wrap it in butcher paper and set it on there. And the reason why that I do that is I'm a big juice guy. So all the drippings and everything that go down, I want to
Agree.
keep that. And when you do butcher paper, it allows more smoke to come in, but you lose all the au jus and the juice unless you're catching it in a pan underneath. And if you're cooking too hot, it has a tendency to evaporate or burn. So I'm a
Do you
big
have a
foil guy.
name for the foil?
No, it's just I call it the boat. I think that's what they've called it. So
Okay.
it's foil on the bottom and then butcher paper sitting on top of it.
So I've never used that method, but when I've used the foil and wrapping it, and either throwing it back on or throwing it in a cooler for a while in there, everybody had, when I first moved here, told me that's called the Texas Crutch.
The Texas Crutch, yes, sir.
Yeah. And I'm like, I got no problem using the Texas Crutch because it comes out tasty.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the big problem with the foil is when it kind of steams it and it will reduce some of your bark texture. But when you are finished with your cook and you reach your temperature, you need to unwrap it to let all that steam out, or else it's going to continue to cook and it could overcook your brisket to where you can't slice it without mushing it. So
you don't want that.
Little trick for you: take the steam out, let it cool down a little bit. Now, see, look, you're already getting tips and tricks from me here.
Yeah. That's what we do. Get people loose.
Okay, it's allocated. Go ahead.
What's your most special rye that you've ever had? It could be a single barrel, a sample, a pour, or maybe a special pour with somebody. What's been the most special rye you've ever had?
Because when you throw in having a drink with somebody or in a certain location, that changes things. It doesn't have to be the most special bottle, but it's about the people that you're enjoying it with. So that could change things. You want to go first?
I guess. I don't know. I thought that we had this back in a different life of the podcast, we had a comparison that we did of a Thomas Handy like 2012 versus a Thomas Handy 2020. And people were breaking out all kinds of things. I think our buddy Brant was there. He was opening up some crazy stuff. I just thought that was super fun, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
That's cool.
Like I used to have this it's funny. It looks like almost like a service cart or something like that. There was just full of like allocated bottles. I pulled that card out and I was like, let's go, guys. Let's have at it.
I like it.
Just having a single pour, I would say it's the 2012 Handy for me. I mean,
that 20 is so good.
It is, but it's not as good as the 2012.
So for me, my first time in Louisville, I went and I experienced something called the Silver Dollar, which we've all kind of know a little bit about. And this is before pre-COVID, 2019. And I go into the bar and I'm looking at just amazement of like all these bottles on here. And there's two ryes sitting next to each other. One is the Van Winkle Rye, 13
Yep.
year, and the other one is the Booker's Big Time Batch Rye.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And based on my budget, I could only have one. And to this day, I still feel like I made the wrong choice. But I went with the Van Winkle Rye, and it was okay. It was
I was gonna
okay.
say, if he felt like he made the wrong choice, I don't think he was.
No, I
blown
was just
away
asking
by
for
it.
his.
Well-
And what year was it? Do you know?
No, I don't. But the thing about it is Booker's only came out 1 year. I can get Van Winkle down the road. I should have done the Booker's.
Yeah.
But
Ah,
at
you
like
live and
100,
you learn.
yeah, it was. But that's my moment. Besides, the Michters when we bottled our own, that was kind of really cool as well.
That's got to be really cool to do that. We were so disappointed when we were up there in Louisville that Michter's was closed that time we were up there. I really was looking forward to hopefully being able to bottle one of those, but oh well.
Yeah. Okay, Rob, what's yours?
My what?
Rye. Your rye. Your favorite rye moment.
Oh, moment. My favorite part. What was that, Paul?
So his was the handy 2012. He said.
Yeah, he listens to me.
So this is a Russell's Reserve Rye Liquor Barn pick. So this is when they used to do the Russell's Reserve Rye picks.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know they did that.
yeah, and the only thing they only did a couple, like what, a summer or something like that. I forget what the story is behind it.
Yeah. There aren't many.
They're regarded as being very good, but from that lineup, I really like the Cornerstone as a cherry medicinal cherry bomb for me. So
I've never owned a Cornerstone. I would like to.
I love Cornerstone. Like, love it.
Do you have one, Paul?
I've got two here.
Of course you do.
I have two.
Of course you do.
I bought four.
Do you want to sell me one?
But no. I may.
But no.
Well,
Because I've got
just saying,
one open.
I'm just saying, a friend of
it's so
mine one
good.
time hit me up for a Master's Keep bottle, and I said, "Yeah, I'll sell you one at retail." I mean, I'm just saying that happened.
Oh,
It did happen.
no, that Cornerstone's amazing, man. So I know, like, we're kind of like going off the subject a little bit.
We're talking about Ryes.
Okay. Well,
We're good.
all right. Well, all right. Well, let me stay on
The winter
subject.
whiskey.
Let me stay on subject.
Okay.
I have recently acquired an 80s Wild Turkey 101 rye.
You did? You didn't tell me this.
Yes.
Is it opened?
It is unopened currently. It will be opened.
I like it.
I drink those. Like, I love dusty turkey. Like, love it.
And here's what's funny, Paul. He doesn't like current release turkey.
Not so
So,
much.
Rare breed or any of those, not a fan. But
You don't
anything
like rare
dusty, mm-mm.
It's all right.
It's all right.
All right.
Wild Turkey 101, not a fan.
It's okay.
But
Yeah.
give him a 12-year, split label. He's a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I can understand that.
Well, I mean, even like the liter bottle, a couple liter bottles I have
Couple.
that are
Humble brag.
that are 8-year age statement, dude, they're so dark. Like, they're like, oh my gosh. And then you do a nose comparison, there is zero comparison. Like, zero.
Yeah. Well,
comparison to what? To the new stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
have you done the tour at the new Wild Turkey Visitor Center yet?
I have, yes.
Okay.
When
so
you say tour, what's the tour?
We didn't go on the tour, but
Okay.
I've gone on the tour before.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So when you get to the end and you're sitting there next to the old still,
Yeah.
that's that's the old one where all the other good juice came from.
Well, I
So-
mean, there's been a whole bunch of different things. There's been like the fermentation vats that used to be cypress that turned into, like they're stainless steel now. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's some of that darkness.
Yeah.
But you have that. You have the bourbon glut that happened, that they were having to blend away stuff. They may have an 8-year age statement on something, but it could have been 12, 14, 15-year stuff that was blended
Yeah.
in there.
Well, I had that the donut on our
Yeah.
last trip to Kentucky. That was
I remember that.
phenomenal.
And those bottles go for crazy money,
How much?
like 1,300 or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah. The best rye I've ever had, probably the one I look for the most that I try to savor I'm a Brown Foreman guy. Matt, you're a Brown Foreman guy.
You're right. I am.
It's
Matt?
that special release from
Carter.
Jack Daniels last year. I mean,
Oh,
it's the best.
I plan on tapping into this very soon.
That's what she said.
So I've got two different proofs of that, and they're both different, but man, they're just so good.
What do you think about this Coy Hill release?
I'm a high proof guy. I've got some Stag 2008 here. That's 141 proof.
Wow, hazmat.
If the whiskey is good, it's good. It doesn't matter what the proof is. It's just I haven't had a bad special release from Jack Daniels yet when it comes in that series. So
Either.
What proof is that handy? Can you see it, or your bottles, are they handy, or do you remember what proofs you have?
Yeah, I'll walk over.
I'm wondering if they're different than what we have, and it might be fun to do that as a
While he's doing that, how do you like my blend?
I like your blend a lot. Your blend's almost gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you need to tell Paul what you did here.
Okay, so Paul, what I did was I took Michter's toasted barrel strength rye and blended it with Stag Junior.
Like a Boo Rye?
Like a Boo Rye. It's been sitting in this sample bottle for about 6 months. So it's had plenty of time to marry. It's freaking good.
All right, I've got them here. I've got 132 on the nose, and then 132.1.
Oh, and then we got 131.9.
Okay, so I did lie to you. This one's not open yet, but I would be more than happy to open it up.
Dude, these are so good.
They are delicious.
They are so good. Oh my gosh. Like, Jack Daniels needs to just shut down the operation and only make rye.
Yeah. I would love to see why not a barrel proof Sazerac, or something that's a foolproof Sazerac.
That's called handy, and they're tough to get.
Well, that's a yeah, but I mean, they have other lower, not as aged, right? So
who's in for this worst side dish?
Worst?
What is it?
Dish.
Well, I'm looking at never mind. I'm starting to get used to the whole like streaming thing that we got going on here.
Oh, I have a bad rye story if you want to hear one.
Oh, yes, please.
So we're in Louisville, and this is the first year we went, and I did this crazy planning of going to all these different distilleries, and the one was Angel's Envy, and
Yeah,
they had this straight from the barrel tours, brand new, a week old, like literally we're like the second or third group to go through, and it says you get to taste the rye straight from the barrel. Okay, so there's only been one barrel that I know of that somebody did a barrel proof single barrel of the Angel's Envy Rye, which is MGP, aged in a Caribbean rum cask.
Okay.
So I'm talking it up. We're going through this tour. I can't wait till we get to try this. You don't know how special this is. I'm telling like 20 people. We get there. I'm like, I go to smell it. I'm like, all right, I'm not getting the pancakes and syrup and butter. And the bottle's called the Unicorn Blend. It was a major league pitcher or some baseball player who had it bottled. So I'm trying to get these smells and everything, and I taste it. And I go, man, this doesn't taste like what I expected. And she goes, what were you thinking? I said, well, there's no Caribbean barrel influence on here. They go, oh no, this is the rye before it goes into the barrel. And and you just gave me MGP straight from the barrel. Like it
And
wasn't
wanted to wow
advertised
you.
that way.
Yeah, I wanted to
So
wow you.
yeah, I was just so disappointed because I had been looking forward to it. For a 2 ounce bottle, it was $100 for uh, this unicorn blend, and I'm like, well, I could just get the tour and try it for there, and I missed out on it's something I've always wanted to try just because it's supposed to
Oh
be just
man,
so good.
a cast strength bottle of Angel's Envy Rye. Oh my gosh.
Was that like $200?
I think it was more than that actually.
Was it really?
Yeah, well, it never got like released to the public. It's like a special whiskey group that did it for this professional baseball player. If you look it up, it's called the Angel's Envy Rye Unicorn Blend. You'll see some reviews on it.
That's interesting. Okay, we're in allocated season, Paul.
All right.
Is there a bottle, and Carter asked me this question earlier when we started the live stream. Is there a bottle that you love so much that's allocated that you try to find it every year, that same bottle? Is there one that you just go, that's my jam right there?
Is it a rye we're going with?
Nope, allocated. It can be anything you want. Is there something you just love? Okay.
No, there's one that I want.
Oh, have you had it before?
No, but I follow the Bourbon Junkies, and the Dan's palate is right there with me. And then I find that when they both agree to it, it's one that I absolutely love. So the one I want, and I'd have to trade my Eagle Rare 17 for, is last year's King of Kentucky. That is one that I want.
Okay, we had that. Me and Carter.
Yeah, we had it. And it is ridiculous.
It is so best. It's my best bourbon I've ever had. So just so you know, if you can get a bottle of that and trade for it or whatever, there's nothing I would say is off limits in my collection that if I could get an opportunity to trade for that bottle, I would. It is that good.
To me, like the viscosity, the nose, the mouthfeel,
and it screams Old Forester.
Like amped up like 1,000 times.
Yeah. So to me, I've had the President's Choice and I love it. And that was my one I was searching for like 2 years ago. And then this is the one I want. This is the one I want to I think would probably complete my collection, I think. So
you should have that because you want to talk about like mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That thing is amazing. Yeah, but I'm with you. I mean, like that King of Kentucky is just awesome. I don't own a bottle, obviously, but
is this in your glass?
Yeah,
okay, good one.
And I don't own a Pappy either. I'd love to have a Stitzel-Weller 15 or 20. It would probably be something just to have.
Yeah,
but it's not worth the price or the hunt for me, so I don't worry about it.
Yeah, the whole. I mean, I was telling Carter earlier, the whole kind of BTAC line, I don't hunt for. I mean, if I find one or can get one, I'll take it. But to try to look for those, it's just crazy. And same with the Pappy line or the old Rip Van Winkles. I really want to get a lot B, Paul. Me and Carter have talked about this several times because I really want to do a blind on the show of Weller 12 at 90 proof, 12-year-old whiskey. And the lot B at 90.4, same mash bill, same warehouse, same 12-year-old whiskey. And I want to see, is the lot B the winner?
I've done it before, and there is a noticeable difference. It's like going from rare breed rye to Cornerstone.
Well, see, we want to do that.
We want to do that episode as well.
So you say hands down Cornerstone, hands down lot B.
Yeah, and because
interesting.
All right,
I'm a mouthfeel oily guy, so the 12 to me is great. But going back to the BTAC, I like to have the Weller, but to me the Stag is always the best out of the lineup every year, hands down.
Agreed completely. Like Like now I've had the WL Weller. I had last year's WL Weller.
Mhm.
Holy shit! Last year's GTS was amazing too. Like
The
fantastic.
2020 GTS was awesome.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm a GTS guy. I love GTS.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the BTEC lineup, I don't know. I haven't had enough George T. Stagg. I've had one bottle of the 19, and I've had one bottle of the 19 of the William LaRue Weller. And I probably enjoyed the William LaRue Weller a little bit more.
Yeah, well, the 19 was a lower proof for GTS.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
116.9, right?
18. I had the 18.
Oh, you had the 18
yeah,
GTS.
I still have some left.
Oh,
Of the 18 GTS, and
TFTI.
then I have the 19 William LaRue Weller.
Well, one of the ones I look forward to though is because when I first started out, it was the Midwinter's Night Dram of Back to the
I
Rye.
love that one.
There was one that's bad though. It was like 6 or 7 where they just started using their own, but ever since then they've been great.
I think it was 6, maybe, or like I
think
don't know.
so.
Like 7 was, I think, and this is just total recall, but like I think 7 was good, 8 was decent. This is 9, right?
I think so. What do I have here?
You got one?
I've got a couple of them. Let me see what I got.
What
Of course he does. Look at the
what
bar. Look at the bar. We got to get you on with your big camera with wide angle.
Well,
where we
I've
can
got
see
a 6. I got to finish that off. Ugh.
I have 7 is the only one I have.
I think I have a 7 or an 8. I think that's what I have. It's somewhere. I'm not worried about it. I got to tell you, one of the best ryes I've had is the Bourbon Hounds pick, the Double Oak Rye from Peerless.
I've heard good things.
It is so good.
Did you get a bottle of that?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, of course. Dumb question, Rob. Okay.
Well, I'm a Peerless guy, so I've even got some from their gift shop there. That one that was really good. You know, each time you go there, they have 4 bourbons, 4 ryes, single barrels, and they're all named after, you know, like a Booker's type thing, like biscuits and football or something like that. Or
Biscuits and football.
Biscuits and football.
I like that.
yeah, it sounds like a good day to me.
I think you ought to be in charge of naming the new bottles.
Gravy
Yeah.
and touchdowns.
Oh, I love it. What I got here? Oh, that's the double barrel. But I've got one. That's not it.
I want to give a shout out while Paul's looking for this bottle to my wife, who I think is the viewer we've had all night tonight. Sandra, if you're watching, please leave us a little comment, babe. Say something.
Hey, my wife is likely not watching tonight.
She's not watching. I think that's
I
my
think-
wife.
I think I was the one viewer for a while, but
Well, we had 2 when you were in. Now we got 1, and I'm thinking it's my wife, but it's not. If it's not, whoever it is, drop a comment. Let us know who's watching.
so here it is. Here, this one here is called the Humidor.
Okay.
All right, and tasting notes: sweet smoke, orange zest, tobacco, and cocoa. And it was just amazing when I went there. So you can go there. The tasting is like $10. You try like 8 different whiskeys, and then pick out a bottle that you like. So
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah. Now they're still sourcing, or they still
no, they make their own.
They do.
Yeah.
They started from the beginning making their own, and actually I had their first year. This is a 24-month-old rye whiskey, barrel
Holy
proof,
moly.
107.4. So for a 2-year whiskey, it's crazy.
Okay, Paul, question for you on a rye whiskey.
Sure.
Honest opinion, Elijah Craig Rye. What is your opinion?
I've had one sip out of mine. I didn't like it at all.
Thank you.
Yeah, same here.
Boy, we don't
It
like
was
that.
bad. Actually, I won't lie to you. Here it is, right here. I think. Yeah, that's
It's
how
like
full it is.
water. Yeah.
That's
now
how full
it's
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like one pour out of it.
If you would have liked it, that thing would be down a little lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same with the Knob Creeks. Like there are some really great Knob Creek store picks, but I can't dig on some of them. But some of their cash strength ones are pretty good.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I like the Knob Creek Rye. I mean, the 120 proof single barrel.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
but not all of them.
Well, I mean, you could say that about every. I've had some Old Forester single barrel proof that I go, well, not so good.
Well, I've got a bottle of the. I think it's the cash strength from like 08 or something. Like I mean, it was barreled in 08, and I think it came out in maybe 19 or something like that. It was like 11-year-old.
Yeah,
dude,
they're
it's
pretty
good.
They're good.
I'm trying to remember the one I have, but it's a pick a couple years ago from over in Lake Charles.
Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Their
Okay.
rye pick. I picked up their 2 bourbon picks
Yeah.
from Knob Creek, but their rye pick is also fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just picked up this from Hocus Pocus about a month ago. It's MGP, but it's Old Soul,
Okay.
and it's a barrel proof version of it. It's a high rye, just like your Smoke Wagon or whatever like that. But it's called Kara's Day Off. I don't know if you can see that.
Ah,
So the story behind this is the yellow python that Britney Spears had in that world,
Her
the
video.
yeah.
Video Music Awards. Well, they had it at the mall, and it got loose for like 3 days or something like that, or a week.
Is that right? I never heard that.
Yeah, this is in Baton Rouge area. So, it's called Kara's Day Off because the name of the snake was called Kara. So,
Oh, that's
but it's a
awesome.
good bottle.
Interesting.
It was a good bottle, though.
Look at that. My wife said hi.
She did. I see that. I guess she is our viewer.
Yeah. Where's your wife?
Nice.
Just saying. I mean, you might want to text her.
She didn't
what,
really
what,
like me.
What's that?
So, what are you guys looking for? What is your big allocated bourbon that you're going for this year?
And I was saying this earlier, Paul, to Carter, that I don't hunt, and I think I said it to you. I'm not hunting the crazy stuff like the BTAC line. But if I could find, well, this is kind of probably in that same category. You guys can laugh and say, yeah, dude, that's the same thing. 4 Roses limited edition would be one that I would really want.
Yep.
But not
and-
last year's.
You don't like last year's?
Wait, 2020 you don't like?
No, I do not. The 2017 and 2019 I really enjoyed.
Okay, 19 I own. Carter owns the 2020. I think both of those are fantastic.
I
Matt's-
have 19 as well.
Oh, well, okay, humble brag. He's got both. But we did a blind with all 3 being the 18, the 130th that Matt Sorterin has. And that was by far the least favorite, the 130th, the 18. Have you had
Okay.
that?
No,
Well,
I haven't. I've seen it a couple times.
We just did a blind 17 versus 19, and 19 blew it away.
Yeah, 19 blew it away. I mean, 19 is, I think that's just so good.
That being said, I think 20 is pretty badass.
We're going to do that with Paul. We're going to have all kinds of blinds with Paul.
Oh yeah, let's
okay.
get him question him himself.
Yeah. But to
Oh,
answer your
sure.
question, I want that one. Obviously, I would love to have the Jack Daniels 10. I've heard good things. I've heard bad things, but I would like to try it myself.
I would like to try that too.
Yeah.
Is it going to be
Jack
hard to get? Is it allocated?
It is allocated. It hasn't hit Texas yet. So I don't know, how much
We might
is
get a whole
actually
bunch
made.
of it.
Maybe we will. I'm hoping to be able to get a bottle, but we'll
Okay.
see.
I missed out on the Russell's Reserve 13, and I
So did
drink
I.
it wherever I see it. It's a great pour. It's as good as
Okay.
any Russell's.
All right.
pick.
All right,
I've
we
got a
got a
question.
challenge. We got a challenge for him. But go ahead with
Okay.
the question.
Is the Russell's 13 worth $450?
No.
Have you had Russell's Reserve single barrels
Picks.
picks that could rival that 13?
I've done it side by side. Absolutely.
That's my point.
That's my thing too. Oh, I just spilled great.
So,
whiskey.
did you guys hear my theory on the Russell's Reserve 13?
No, what
No.
is it?
So, Wild Turkey used to do the duty-free father and sons
Yeah.
edition. It's a 13-year-old bourbon at like 101 or something like that.
Yeah.
My theory is COVID shut down a lot of the travel, so they just made the Russell's Reserve 13 a barrel-proof version of that.
Yeah.
Could be. So you know David Jennings, right? Who he is, Rare Bird 101?
Yeah, Rare Bird 101.
Yeah. So he came on the show and we were talking to him about that. And he agrees that the Russell's 13 is nowhere near a $450 bottle. Secondaries, don't buy it. If you can get it retail, pick it up. But he agrees that there's plenty of Russell's Reserve picks that are just, I don't want to say as there are some as good or better, but they're to be able to get those picks and then versus trying to chase to get a Russell's Reserve 13, you shouldn't do it. I don't know if you picked up, Paul, one of the specs released their Russell's Reserve pick last week. Did you get one of those?
No, I didn't actually, and I've driven all the way from Baton Rouge to Arkansas, all the way up to Nashville. There are no Russell Reserve picks anywhere.
Yeah, they're limiting them for sure.
Because they're not doing any picks. They're having the big box stores come in. They're picking a whole row. So if they have any more of the Russells, I'd be interested to hear what people are thinking about it. But I'm staying away from the specs and the total wine picks until I hear other people's opinions. And I'm only going to the smaller stores because I know they selected one barrel out of like 4 to 6 versus I'm just going to take a whole row of them. You know what I mean?
Well, I will tell you that the specs that I have was picked by Eddie Russell.
So that means that they didn't even pick it. They just sent it.
They didn't pick it. Eddie Russell picked it. Now, that could be good. That could be bad. I haven't opened it yet. It's Warehouse G, which is David Jennings. And a lot of people think the really good things are coming out of Warehouse G. So that gave me some hope. I haven't cracked the bottle yet, but we'll have to crack that one and see what we think. I do want to say, did you know this about Wild Turkey? Did you know that if you're going to the what do they call it when you're flying and traveling, the what's the shop that you can shop at?
Duty free,
that they have a rare breed non-chill filtered available in duty free.
I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
Are they all chill filtered?
They're all chill filtered unless you get this special one. He got it and did a review of it the other day, and I read his review. And man, I would really like to get one of those.
Yeah, we should try that.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's going to Canada, boys?
Hey, there you go.
Can you pick 3 of those up?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well,
2 for you, 1 for me.
I'll see what I can do.
Of course. Yeah. That's how we're gonna do it. Oh, yeah. I've got your bottle too.
Which bottle?
The one you own.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Anyway.
So, I'm not seeing on here where it says it's chill filtered, but I guess if it wasn't, it would say non-chill filtered, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to, question Rare Bird 101, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Considering I have his book right over there.
Here's a question for you, Paul. And we're off subject, but I don't care anymore. This is fun just kind of talking.
Yeah.
Top 5 for you. Top 5 distilleries that you like to drink from.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my top 5 bourbons because they kind of go in that same kind of deal. So, Old Forester, Brown Foreman. I like the 1920 and the 1910. But also Rare Breed. I love Rare Breed. What was the other one? The Jack Daniels single barrel strength is great. Four Roses can be great, and it could also not be great. And then, another one. I like Old Granddad, but I think I'd go with the Weller lineup just for something kind of different.
So the only reason I never put, you and I are very similar, but I never put Weller in my lineup because it's just so hard to get. And, having things, on the shelf that I can get was a factor for me. So I substituted the Weller. You and I are exactly the same, except I substituted Weller for Beam because I like a lot of the Jim Beam product. I like the Bakers. I like the
I thought you were going to go with this.
Yeah, that would be a good one too. The Maker's Mark.
That's in mine for sure.
Have you seen that fire up to like $50 at a lot of places?
No.
So what I like, so we go in top 5, just
top 5.
Maker's Mark cask strength is in my top 5.
Well, not bourbons, but distilleries. So Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
Okay.
Well, I'll go number 1, Brown Foreman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like Buffalo
Shocker.
Trace, like Call Me Tater, but I like Buffalo Trace. The cherry notes and the sweet notes are great at Buffalo Trace. Probably
it's the best thing we drink tonight.
Knob. Thanks to shitting on my blend, but that's okay.
Second best.
So Knob, I really like Jim Beam.
All right, I need to sub one out because I really need this. Okay, I'm gonna sub one out because for me it's hard to get, but MGP for me. If I can get their high corn mash bill and I just like it so much. I really do. So I'll take the Weller out and I'll sub it with the MGP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have put Four Roses higher.
You don't have to put them in any kind of ranking.
No order.
Asking to rank
Four Roses is in there, and
top
then, 5. After that, probably, I guess Turkey. Oh, that's some old Granddad.
See, that's Jim Beam. That's what I like.
Well, I think this is made by.
What year is that? Is that National Distillers?
It says Frankfurt, Claremont, Kentucky. Distilled by the Old Granddad Distillery. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have a replacement for Wild Turkey.
I didn't even know Wild Turkey would be in yours.
1792.
Okay, there's a good question for Paul. How do you feel about 1792 Barton?
It varies. I mean, it seems like when I first started out, I really liked the sweet wheat after a while, or the high rye. And now it's not a thing for me. But the best lineup for me is probably just the full proof and the bottled and bond because of the banana notes that I love on the.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Like Bottle and Bond 1792 is like one of my favorites.
Okay,
Paul,
but do you?
This is an infinity barrel. I used to like it, yeah. So this is an infinity barrel of just 1792.
Is that right? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of all different full proofs, bottle and bond, everything.
High rye, all that stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow, cool.
Okay, so I did the one of Wade's blinds, and sweet wheat was in there, and it was the worst whiskey I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Absolute worst. Yeah. I mean, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Worse than Evan Williams single barrel.
I like Evan Williams single barrel.
Hold on, my buddy gave me this one. It's the worst whiskey I've ever had.
That's called Malort.
Oh no, it's a Jim Beam single barrel, 108 proof.
Oh no, that can't be right. I blinded you on this, and you were like, "That's fantastic. That's a screw top."
Yeah, it's the worst whiskey I've ever had.
No. You got a bad barrel. I would say,
absolutely.
Because I have one here that I blinded.
Oh my gosh, it blew me away.
He was like, "There's no way." I put some good stuff in there on a blind with him, and Carter was like, "No way."
That stuff was amazing. Whatever barrel you had,
and
was amazing.
that's funny how that works with single barrels because I mean we've had some Blanton picks that we were like, "Who the hell picked this?"
Yeah, it's terrible, you know.
Yeah.
But then you have some other ones that are fantastic.
Okay. So, any other rye? Are there any rye allocated coming out that you guys know of?
The only ones would be the 10-year from Michter's.
Old Forester. Are they gonna like release that to the nation, like the single barrel rye?
It's released to the nation.
It's released. It's just not a part of their single barrel program.
Readily available.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they're not doing picks of it, but
Let me ask you, Paul. We haven't asked you. Do you think of rye whiskeys as a winter whiskey? Is that kind of a winter pour when it's cold out?
No, I don't think so.
Baking spice and that kind of spiciness to it to warm you up a little bit more than a.
No, it varies. It varies, right? Because if you're getting like a turkey product, you know it's going to be 51% rye, and the rest of it's going to be corn. So it all depends, right? But sometimes I can't stand the MGP 95.5 at all. Sometimes I just don't like it.
When you say sometimes, what does that mean?
It means
does it mean mood, or does it mean somebody did something else to it once they've gotten that recipe?
No, it means what part of the night I'm having it. Like if it's the first thing, maybe it's not what I want that night, and I'll just disregard it. Whereas I'll have somebody over and we'll be drinking a couple, and it's like, hey, I haven't tried that, and I'll try it. I'm like, oh, this is really good. Where another time I haven't liked it.
Okay.
Just depends on when I'm trying it.
Is there a rye you're looking for this winter?
I got it. I got the Old Forester.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm a mash bill guy, so my collection again is based on like showing people how to do things. So rare breed, barrel proof, single barrel strength, those kind of things. So the Old Forester rye, which I think is okay, but for $19, is amazing price for that.
Yeah, 100 proof, man. It holds up for a cocktail and everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's a great everyday drinker. I didn't care for it as much as like say the Pikesville,
but it's a completely different price point.
Yeah, I understand, but it's like I don't drink rye a lot, so when I do drink it, I want to drink, something that not a mixer. Something we haven't talked about rye wise. And these are very supposed to be hit or miss, but I haven't had a bad one yet, is the Willett Family Estate Rye.
Oh, I like them.
Okay, to me, you have to be open-minded when you drink these or try these. Because they've got that funk and floralness to them that are completely different than what you might get on. You're not going to get it on any other rye. I mean, it's unique in its profile.
That's true.
Okay.
Which I'm a fan of. I like it being funkier. And
I've had more hits than misses.
I would agree.
On that.
Yeah.
The Woodenville Rye is a decent one too, but I don't know what the price point on that. I think it's like a $50 rye. Does that sound about right?
Yep,
probably
$55. It's one on my list that I've been wanting to get because Perry also loves that one.
Yeah, I've not tried the rye. I don't think so. I need to try it.
I've got it. I can bring that over. They do make a cast strength version of it, but it's only in Washington or Oregon, wherever they're from.
Washington.
Yeah,
Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
I think that's about all the ryes I have. I really don't have a lot. Let's see.
I was gonna walk your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Tell her to jump on. She can get on.
Yeah, no, the dog's walking through here. That's the brisket part of Whiskey and the Brisket, by the way.
There you go.
the
is your dog's name Brisket?
It is, yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on the Dickel Rye?
Oh,
I've never had the Dickel.
I've not had
MGP.
it.
It's MGP, right?
And then it's got to be okay. I mean, it can't be that bad. What's the mash bill on it?
95.5.
95.5.
Oh, it is 95.5. Yeah, I haven't had it, but I'm sure it tastes like Bullet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else they do to it, but it seems like a lot of people do have that.
Have you had the Tennessee Bourbon from Dickel?
The new one?
Yeah, the 8-year Tennessee Bourbon.
Oh,
No,
It's
I've got the bottled and bond.
Is that the 11 or the 13?
This is the 11, I think.
Yeah,
It's
that
the
was
first one they
good.
came out with.
That doesn't quite have all of the Flintstone vitamin kind of note on it like the 13 year.
I'm a fan of the 11 year. I thought the
I like
11
them
year was
both.
pretty good.
I like them both. But the bourbon, if you haven't had it yet, Paul, I'm going to pour that when you come. I don't even want to tell him. I'm going to let him try it. when he
Okay.
comes over. Yeah.
My friend has the 15-year-old Dickel.
That pick
the
for
button.
like $65 or whatever.
I was waiting for you to hit the button. He has the 15-year-old Dickel.
That's what she said.
Oh.
and he loves it. He thinks it's great. So I haven't had it, and I tend not to. I got to be in a special mood to have it, but I still enjoy it from time to time.
That's what she said.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. All right, hey, we got somebody else joined in the viewing. So hey, say hi, man. We want to know who's in here.
Yeah.
Pop a comment. Just say hello.
No
All right.
idea.
This was the best of the night, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No dissing to your blend would be a strong second.
Yeah, this is really good.
But that
I'm a big fan.
have you not opened either one of your Jack Daniel Ryes? You said you haven't opened either one?
No, I have one open and I have one closed.
Okay.
My other friend, we bought two of the same one. We opened his up, which is great.
Yeah. He's a
And
good
he
friend.
left it here, so I take the mat a little bit.
Common
Yeah, so I have
beer.
one not open, but I'm willing to open it up for sure.
Yeah, I would love to do a little blind with these. See what's
Oh,
in
yeah.
there. I mean, they're all. I'm assuming those two are as good as this. I mean, they're a point or two off. They're all in the same area of the rick house. You can tell how close they
Mhm.
are, with them being within a tenth of a point from each other.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd love to do them side by side and see what we think.
I have one that tastes like banana bread, and it's so oily. It's really, really good, and I don't know. It's just such a great pour. I did see where somebody did the other brown forming with this one, and they were so close. I think it was the Bourbon Junkies that did it, and
Was it Mashing Drum, maybe?
it could have been. It could have been, and yes, it was Mash and Drum.
Yeah.
And then he picked the Jack Daniels just barely a smidge over. So I guess you just have to wait for the Woodford Reserve, right, to do their barrel strength version of their rye. And
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, then we can do a full comparison.
What's the proof on the? What's the proof on that Old Forester?
127.6.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right up there.
Yeah. So now I've had some of the other regular bourbon ones, and they need some time to breathe for sure. They get a little hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The regular bourbon Old Foresters, for me, that we did a pick for Ryan's liquor, and man, it smelled just like birthday cake icing. It was great. And then I got it and smelled it, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't what I remember.
That's what she
Left
said.
the top off it. Left the top off of it. Came back about 3 hours later, and it's right where I thought it was. So.
Yeah, I helped on that one too, and I kind of feel similarly about it. You know, like great nose. Whoa, what's going on here? I left it open for a little bit.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yep.
Okay, we're getting into the holidays. Do you have a favorite holiday kind of pour? Do you have something that when we get to the holidays, you go, this is what I like to drink? And you make me think of, and I don't know why we didn't think of this, Carter, the midwinters, because I love that during the holiday seasons. From Thanksgiving to Christmas, I think that's a fantastic pour.
Yeah. It's great. But with friends and everything, I like to go with more like a finished whiskey, like the midwinters. I do like the Garrison Brothers, believe it or not.
Oh,
You
wow.
know,
I've
Okay.
never had that, but I've had the Cowboy, which I wasn't impressed with.
Yeah, I mean,
based on price, wasn't a horrible product, but just for 200 and whatever it was, I just thought it wasn't worth that.
Never
Yeah, and
gotten
this
a
is
bottle of Midwinters like
so
retail.
this is the other one. This is what my phone is resting on right now. Is the other
I
one.
have a bottle of that. I've never opened it.
I mean, you're
Okay.
gonna like it. So
So, favorite Texas distillery, is it Garrison's?
no, I don't think so. Um, we went there and we visited it, and it was a good experience. I mean, it's tough. I mean, besides the source places, I don't think I really care for it too much. It's too much cinnamon for me, and I really don't like that in the whiskey too much.
I feel like it's a bit on the like smoky in the way I don't like it side. It's a little too barbecuey and not smoky like I like it.
Right.
But I will say still Austin is pretty good.
You know what? They've got their cash strength, right? Um, I like it. Would I buy it again? Because it's a year older, maybe. I don't know. We'll see, right? So I bought 3 bottles of it, and I sold 2 of them. So it wasn't really something that I thought it was going to be a little bit more than what I said for, but for what it is, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, I'm referencing doing that blind with Wade again. But when we did that, of the, I think it was 15 or 20 people who were in that blind, nobody picked Still Austin as a Texas bourbon. Everybody thought it was a Kentucky product. And there were other Texas bourbons that Wade had in there that people went, that's Texas, and could pick it out. But Still Austin was the one that everybody thought was a Kentucky bourbon, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I'm now, that's if you're looking for that kind of Kentucky profile. Texas to me has its own kind of funk to it, its own kind of profile, if you will. And if you like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, if you're trying to find something in Texas that's as close to a Kentucky product as possible, to me, Still Austin's kind of achieved that.
Yeah. I'd say in a way, like Iron Root has got a little bit of that. Like it's a little bit more mellow on the Texas side. I like Lone Elm. I like the 100% wheat.
Yeah.
Like I think that's kind of cool. Like that tastes pretty good. We did one at Ryan's that was pretty nice. I enjoyed that one.
Somebody told me they're not 100% wheat. They're 95 wheat, 5% raw barley. Have you guys heard that?
Oh, I mean that might be true. They're mostly wheat.
Yeah.
One rye I haven't heard anybody mention tonight. That's expensive that a lot of people seem to buy, and there are some great ones. Are the Whistle Pig Ryes that we see a lot of? What are your guys' thoughts on the Whistle Pig Ryes?
So I'm not a huge fan of Whistle Pig, mostly because of price point. However, what I'll say is like some of the picks, aka some of the Ryan's picks, were really freaking good. Like I mean, to buy the 12-year farmhouse or 11-year, I'm not sure what it is, and get a 17 or 18-year pick. Holy crap.
Yeah, they're 10-year-old single barrels we had a 16 and a 17-year-old that Brandy and I picked.
That's what I was going to say. It's a 10-year-old that they sell it as.
Yeah.
And it's actually 16, 17-year-old whiskey.
I like the
which
first
I think
one
is
better.
Fantastic.
Which one was that?
The King Pig or whatever.
That's the one I picked.
Dude, that one was so good. Good.
But when I blind them, and after I've had a couple, I like the 17-year-old one with the guns
like this,
and candy.
Yeah, I like that one too. But like one thing that I'll have a complaint about that is it's not as, what can I say, like approachable as the King Pig. Like the King Pig one is like more rounded. in my opinion. You know, like it's more balanced.
It's the one I was very adamant about, uh, and it's approachable too at like 101 or 103 proof versus 117. But the flavors on it just reminded me of fall and the holidays, and
I love
it
that
was just
pick.
good.
I'm nursing that. I've got about half a bottle left.
I've never had it.
Yeah, you have.
I don't think so.
We blinded it.
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
But I've got one of the whistle pigs over here that's a really
Maybe.
special one from Blind Pig, and I got that from a friend. But it's the Creation of Pig, and it got Liquor Hound's Rye Whiskey of the Year.
Mm.
So that's another guy I follow. He's got everything you could ever imagine as far as liquor goes, but that one there is a special bottle as well.
Well, Liquor Hound's the one that did the collaboration on the Iron Root bottle, right? With somebody else, isn't that right?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay.
But I
Well,
did
let me
have a
ask-
question about the
Yeah,
Iron
go ahead.
Root. Is the Harbinger the one that's like the best one, or what's their limited one that was a really good one?
Limited, I don't know, but I know Harbinger was really, really good and
Yeah.
really well thought of. So that might be it. But I want to ask you a question about Whistle Pig.
Right.
I think some of the picks are fantastic. But is that a bottle that you keep in the bar? Do you run out of Whistle Pig and go, I got to get another bottle of this?
No, and I've got 6 bottles down there staring at me that are unopened.
Are they picks?
They're all picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of how I am with Whistle Pig. And there's some other products that kind of fall into that category of, I'll buy the picks, but I don't necessarily, Four Roses kind of is in that category. I don't buy the single barrel, on the shelf at 100 proof, but I love the Four Roses picks. If that's fair.
Like shameless self promotion here. But
this is something new.
Yeah, no kidding. But our pick at Four Roses, like this past year,
Yeah,
was freaking good.
9 out of 10 people.
9 out of 10 people picked that.
one guy was wrong. You guys can call him out if you want to.
I'm all right. But Paul, did you not? I mean, like that one had to be in your top 3, right?
What's that? The Four Roses?
Yeah, the one that we picked.
Yeah, no, that was the only one that for me checked all the boxes with a star. So when I grade a whiskey, it either gets nothing, or it's good, it gets an X, and then if it's exceptional, it gets a star. So it's like a plus and a star on top of it.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the only one that hit everything.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this, Carter. We thought it was the same way. We thought, there really wasn't one that challenged it, was there? I mean, it was clearly the best whiskey that we tasted.
Agreed.
And we had all 10 recipes, which kind of shocked us.
Yeah.
And for me, I actually have my notes right here. The other one, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but right there, you can see it has all the stars right here on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that was the one I circled. And then I like the OESQ and the OBSK. The OBSK and the OBSQ are like my favorites. No matter how much I try to get away from them, it's just what my palate likes.
So, Paul, I actually picked up a bottle of the OBSQ from our run.
No, really?
Yeah. And I opened it the other night.
It's fantastic.
Everybody loved it.
It's fantastic.
And I thought that was a great. And I hate Qs. Like I do not like Qs.
But it doesn't have that typical Q profile.
It doesn't. But like this OESF that we picked doesn't have that profile at all.
No, it doesn't either. I mean, that whole run was because the O's
like
were
oddball.
Yeah, it was really oddball because the O's, which you think are going to stand out, didn't.
Yeah,
they weren't.
Yeah,
good.
they weren't very good. And in the OESK, was it OESK or OBSK?
OBSK.
Yeah. Okay. So the OBSK was one of the ones that I liked. It was in my top 5, but I think the OBSV was like in my top 3.
Yeah, and for me it wasn't, but there was just something about the Q that for that one I like, but the F was the one that was the best whiskey of the day. And unfortunately, nothing there is going to beat our prior year experience of picking a Four Roses during the whole COVID.
Yeah.
Four of us going up, but this year having all 10 recipes, and it would have been really cool to have, another O if we liked it, but it was such a good whiskey that it's hard to turn down,
To me, it just went to kind of show you or prove that not every O is fantastic.
No.
There's some O's that have some flaws.
That's for sure. And I finally have all 10 recipes down at the house. So for people that are more experienced, or if they never had it before, we'll go through all 10 here. So it's kind of something fun to do, and to have that. It was like completing my mash bill lineup. I've been trying to do it for so long. It's just like, wow, this is great.
We're gonna have that episode where we do all 10.
Haven't you done that already?
On the other channel.
On the other channel, yeah. But on this channel, we are going to do it.
Okay.
For sure. And everybody there, even including Rob, is going to bring their best hitter of that particular recipe.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that's a good idea.
I don't know that I have any big hitters. Just I wanted not so much hitters, but good representations of that mash bill. So when you look on the label and it gives you the flavors that they're going to have and the tasting notes, I was looking for more or less that without spending $300-$400 a pick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you can find these are fun too. These are called piglets.
Yep, they came in a 3-pack, right?
Yep. So if you wanted to try like a 15-year or whatever, and not go spend $200 on a bottle, that's probably a fun way to do it.
And it was pretty good value. I'm trying to remember what that cost was for those. I don't remember exactly, but I remember seeing it going, it's not a bad cost. I mean, it really wasn't.
I found them, I think no, that's something else. I thought I got them for $19, but
yeah, I think they were more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, at Specs. Here it is. Here. I was at Specs and I found these. The Heaven Hill.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
they're like $40, I think, right?
Yeah,
they're like $40, $50. Well, they were marked like 75% off, so I bought 5 of them at like $17 or $19 a piece.
There you go.
Holy crap!
So
they weren't selling.
Yeah, I think that's it. But the Sagamore Double Oaked is really good.
I've never had that. Do you have that?
Oh yeah.
See,
yeah, you've had it. TFTI. Actually.
The double oak
I picked it up at the distillery.
I shared it with you.
Yeah, so I was working in Baltimore, and I went to the distillery and actually picked up their release of it there, and it was exceptional. It was really
I remember seeing your pictures when you did that. Yep.
Yeah, like okay, so we did a whole episode that never happened because we forgot to turn the audio on.
Yeah.
But we were sitting on the back, like up in the balcony area of my old place, and we were smoking cigars and drinking the Sagamore Spirit Double Oak.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I'm sure you're right. I'm not
night.
going to say that you're wrong. I'm sure you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, we did, and I remember you liking it a lot.
I'm sure I did, but I'd like to try it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's an available bottle. I mean, it's a bottle that we can get.
Paul, we are going to have to get together with you and sit down and just do kind of a fun, kind of structured show of what a topic is, and then pick that topic and then have a fun conversation about it.
Yeah, we started out with Rye and look where we are now.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. We just kind of.
I mean, it's all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking around. I mean, that's pretty much all the rye. Like I said, I'm not a big rye guy. I've got some cool stuff. But there's that one thing I'm going to bring over You've probably had it already, but for me, I've been trying to keep it close to my vest of just how good it is and for the value. And hopefully you guys will like it too. We'll see.
Nice.
Are you going to tell us or surprise us?
No, I'll surprise you guys.
Okay. Well, man, hey, thanks for jumping on and just kind of having a little conversation with us, man. We enjoy it. This is kind of, I mean, we're kind of doing this, but we're kind of practicing. This is, you know, we'll work out the kinks. This is just the way, you know, like you said earlier, Paul, you just got to jump in and do it, right?
Well, I can tell you that your picture looks good.
Okay.
So
Nice.
the sound is excellent.
Good. We're on the right track.
We'll get there
I
one
mean,
day.
one day, you know, I'll be able to kind of come right in and just.
That's what you're going to do with your big wide angle with your bar back there. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think if I do the other way, when I have similar to what you guys have right now, it'll be that setup. So
he's got multiple angles.
Yeah.
So that's the special cabinet over there. That's the new addition.
Well, garage bar is coming.
Oh, dude, I showed Yana that.
Yeah.
She was like, you could probably do that.
So have you seen the new kind of fad that's going up in the Northeast is a garage bar? Have you seen any of those videos on YouTube?
No.
Okay, go check those out and let me know what you think.
No, I don't need to see any of that.
Well, you already have it, but it's inside. But I'm going to do that. My wife, and she's watching, gave me approval for a garage bar in the garage, a badass kind of bar, full-fledged bar. So
I like it. I like it.
Well, Paul, man, we're going to get off here. It's been 2 hours, 16 minutes. But man, I had a blast having you jump on and just kind of have a little conversation with you, man. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. I saw you guys were live and just figured I'd chime in and look where it leads to. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
And, we'll be getting together soon. Hopefully I'll pick up a couple of those bottles of that Canadian rye that was exceptional.
Oh man, love for you too.
Yeah, I'd like to try that for sure.
And we're going to do more of these
non-chill filtered.
If you see that,
rare breed.
Get that. Yes.
If you see a rare breed, non-chill filtered, if you would get me, I mean,
I'd really like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I see a bottle, I'll grab it and then I'll drink it over the 14 days and give you a full review.
That'd be great.
I don't even want to hear that.
But bring me back one.
I hope I can. 'Cause I think I'm limited on the bottles. I think you're only allowed like 1 liter going there, and I forget how many back. So
I still have chocolates that I'm holding hostage for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
From Old Forester. Just saying.
Man, somebody's dropping a little leverage.
All right.
Sometimes you gotta put the screws to them.
You know, chocolates, Master's Keep bottled in bond. I'm kind of seeing you guys got your backs over there.
Yeah, keep your chocolate there, Carter.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you later. All right.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks.
cheers, man.
See you,
All
Paul.
right. See you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, man. That was fun. Had a good time.
Yeah, I think that was an acceptable episode.
Yeah, 2 hours, 20 minutes we're going on. So God bless my wife for hanging out and watching us do this for a couple hours.
God bless my wife for like sitting at home and like being like, "Where are you?"
She might be asleep right now.
Probably.
But hey, we need hours of watch time to get certain levels on YouTube. So my wife's contributing. So
I love that.
Gotta appreciate that. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Everybody meaning my wife for watching this episode. We'll talk to you on the next time, and we'll be back doing more of these, won't we?
Absolutely.
All right. Until then, enjoy your next pour.
Cheers, guys.